Hi everyone, I'm Phil. Welcome back to the channel where it's all about learning to play the music we love. Today I'm sitting with my Strat, which can only mean one thing. It's a Dire Straits song. Fancy learning, lady writer? Come with me. Okay, so we'll start with the rhythm parts, and the song is based around a riff that starts with an A. And that's the easiest way to play it for this song, and you'll see in my picking hand I tend, generally speaking, to damp that top E string with my little finger. Not always, and I'll come to that in a second. So we go from the A up a full step to the B, and then we've got the C sharp minor and that classic Knopfler, Lady Writer, Sultans of Swing kind of little transition back down to the A. Okay, let's do that again. On the original recording, and I think probably live as well, you'll actually hear that sixth note of that A chord played. So that's the A, and you'll sometimes hear this note with it. Okay, so I'm not always damping that string, so you can kind of vary it a little bit, adds a little bit of nuance. Let me show you what I mean. Then from the A, we go to the B, and then it's to a G sharp minor. Let me show you that again. It's from the B, G sharp minor, just the ring and the little fingers on the A and the D strings. Okay, so there you've got all the chords for the main part, the riff, the Lady Writer, the kind of chorus. Let's move on to the next section. Okay, in the section that goes from that G sharp minor to just the way that a hair fell down around her face, the main rhythm guitar will play that sort of chord. What you'll find when they play live, and I think on the recording as well, MK himself actually plays the A this high up the neck. I don't think it really matters if you bar to get that top note. Personally, I prefer it without. So you've got both of those to play with. And that one. So, just the way that a hair fell down around her face, you can play on face, you can play the E like that, or you can play like that. On live recordings that I've seen, Brother David plays that one, but you can also play that one as long as you mute the A string in particular, but you've also got that bar chord to play as well. So you can choose, you can vary it. So, just the way that a hair fell down around her face. And I recall my fall from Grace. So Grace, you're playing the C sharp minor again. And then it goes to a G sharp major, G sharp minor. Then a full step down to an F sharp minor. And then here's the magic chord. So okay, so it's an A with your index finger barring from 4th fret of the D string and your ring finger barring on the 5th fret on the G, B and E strings. beautiful chord to play that. It's well worth practicing that transition from the G sharp minor okay, really lovely to play. And then that little section finishes with a C sharp minor again. And then we're back into okay, so that's the rhythm parts. Let's get on to that absolutely luscious lead part that MK plays. Here we go. Okay, here's the opening lick. Couple of things to work on in this opening lick is this. Okay, you'll notice there I played that with my middle finger, but if you're strong enough, use your ring finger. You might get a little bit more stretch, and particularly if you've got small hands. What's really difficult to do is to leave this string unbent while you're bending this one. Sometimes I would probably prefer to use my middle finger because you've got more combined strength between your index and middle fingers than between your index and ring fingers. Okay, on that bit, you can add a real little MK sparkle on this note by doing that. If you watch my picking hand, you can do that, almost that chicken picking style like that. Okay, the first tiny little flourish in the second verse. So you start already with the string bent. So there's a hammer on and a pull off. So it's pluck, hammer on, pull off. And there's another tiny little flourish on the line the way you used to look. It's so there's quite a lot of hammering on and pulling off strings in this song. So good skill to learn using this song. Okay, then I know you never read a book, and MK will play the A chord like that, and that first flourish goes like this. Let me do that super slow for you. And I recall my fall from grace goes like this. Do that again slowly. Picture does not fit. Do that really slowly. Then we're into You Talk to Me When You Felt Like It, and then on to the change and the next flourish. Here we go. Okay, in the next section of Just the Way That I Hair, I'll go through at a reasonable pace and then we'll break it down. Okay, slowly. So it's the same technique all the way down the neck. So build up speed slowly and you'll soon be up to kind of performance level. The next Fall from Grace lick goes like this. So into the Rich Old Man section we go. Okay, let me show you those chords. So you're playing just, if you watch my picking hand, you're just playing the D and the B strings. Rich Old Man, He Calls Her a Dead Ringer, and we go to the B. And then there's a beautiful little section that goes like this. To that G sharp minor. Now when you get up to performance speed on this section, that's really quite a tricky one to play. So again, as I keep always saying, start slow, use a metronome if you can to gradually build up that beats per minute so that you are imperceptibly improving your speed as you go. Let's have a look at that section again. And then we go to an F sharp minor. We're back into and then we're into the next solo section, which goes like this. Then you're in perfect position for that A chord. Well, if you're enjoying this video and getting something out of it that you can use in your playing, it'd be fantastic if you could give me a like, maybe even subscribe. And if you click that notification button, you'll get notified of any new videos that I post. Let's get back to it. Okay, so we're into that final flourish around just the way that a hair falls down around a face. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're using the high end of the fingerboard for this one, and we start on the 16th fret here. Here we go. You can leave out that last note. It's very difficult to get from there to there when you're playing at full song speed. Okay, let's do that again slowly. Okay, the next recall my fall from grace is like this. Okay, on the home stretch now, I'll just go through the flourishes until we get to that final blistering solo. I'll go through these fairly quickly. So the first one is... I think we've seen that one before. Okay, you couldn't hardly write your name as the next one. That's a big stretch, that. So you're stretching the string that is that far apart. Okay, so if you've got anything higher than tens, anything bigger than tens on your guitar, you're going to really struggle with that one. Okay, the next one is Lady Writer on the TV. This goes like this. Let me show you again slowly. Okay, the next one is getting towards the end of the singing of the Lady Writer on the TV repeats. I'll do that again. Okay, we're building up to the final big guitar solo now, so he does this. Okay, so there's a lot of... Okay, you can play with that one a little bit with that chicken picking sort of technique, but what we're trying to get to is this next section, which is the final lead in. And then we're into one of the most quintessential Knopfler final solos that I think you'll hear. And it goes like this. I think it plays through 4 times. Okay, let me break that down really slowly. Okay, so index finger on the 9th fret, just barring the 3 strings, the G, the B and the E string. I tend to actually, if I think about it, I tend to just touch the G string with the top of my index finger and bar the other 2 strings. What that allows me to do is bend the G string, and I can roll onto that G string to allow me to complete the rest of the riff. So let me just show you. Okay, just watch the index finger on my fretting hand. So I'm sort of touching the G string, but I'm not fretting it. So if I played it like that, the top two are fretted, but the G string isn't, but I've got a good touch of it with the tip of my finger. What that allows me to do, it gives me plenty of space to bend. But then when I get to the part where I do need to fret the G, I can roll. So just watch as I do it really slowly. Made a mess of that last note there, but you can see the principle. We're getting into Sons of Swing there, aren't we? Etc. But you can see it's quintessential Knopfler. So let's just finish off that little riff. What you can do, sometimes I do it, but it's really quite hard. I don't know why I do it. Can you see I've lifted off my middle finger there? Okay, it's okay at this speed, but when you're doing it at full song speed, that's going to be tricky. So as you're learning this, I would concentrate on doing this. Which is leaving this middle finger in situ on that 11th fret. And you can build up that speed like that. When you get to the end of that third repeat, when you're doing it the fourth time, the riff goes like this. We'll do that slowly. Okay, then he goes way up here to the, what's that, 14th, 16th, 17th fret. And he's doing some of that, which is really hard on the fingers. He comes down to there at one point. And that's when it feels like your fingers are a piece of cheese on a cheese wire. Okay, let me get a little bit closer in because I realise that that's gone off the screen slightly. Let's get a little bit closer in on that final section. Here we go. Okay, so he starts up here. I tend to use my ring finger to do that, simply because I've then got my index finger pretty much in exactly the right place. Yeah, so that's really, really hard on the fingers. Thinking about it, I'm not sure 10s are even light enough to do that. You've got to have some real strength there. I've been playing this for a long time, but actually when you slow it down and those bends are longer in time terms, it's really tough on the fingers. So 10s on a guitar, possibly even 9s if you are learning this. You know, just as you build up strength, 9s might be a good idea. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you've stuck with me to the end. If you have, thank you. Well done for getting to the end. That's quite a tough one, that one, but it's very satisfying to play. So until next time, thanks very much for watching. Happy practicing, and bye for now.